Hello and welcome back to the Football Chat podcast. It is episode number 86 today, and we are very much in the World Cup spirit. It's time for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. We're going to be running through our predictions today. But yeah, we'll run through the groups, we'll run through the round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and even the third place playoff before we get into who we think is going to win it. But very exciting times.
I think the groups are a lot easier to call than the obviously round 16 quarterfinals, semi-finals.
Yeah.
And the groups, I feel like we can be the closest to in real life because obviously it's very hard. So then, equally, if you're close to the groups, you're probably close with the round of 16.
Yeah, should be how it works. And yeah, we are only a few days out from the World Cup now. Very exciting times. Can't wait.
Qatar, Ecuador. I am buzzing for that one.
And for those of you excited for all our streams across the World Cup, we will put out our stream schedule on the YouTube community tab on Friday the 18th. It's Friday the 18th, isn't it? Yes, Friday the 18th of November. So look out for that. Then you'll be in the know for when we're recording. But let's start. Well, we're live. Sorry. Let's start with Group A. What are we thinking, Harry? Who have you got bottom of Group A?
I've got Qatar. Yeah, nailed on bottom for me. And the other team I've got not making it through are Ecuador. The two teams open the tournament. I don't think they'll stay in the tournament for much longer.
Yeah, it's the same here. I've got Qatar to bottom the group, Ecuador, but I think they'll be very close to the side I've put in second, which I'm going to go into. Netherlands. I put Netherlands second. I think Senegal will top the group.
Fair enough.
Senegal look really strong. Obviously, AFCON winners, and I think that if Sadio Mane is fit, that's going to be a big miss for them if he isn't. Yeah. I think he will be though, potentially, and if not, I still think they couldn't beat Netherlands.
I've got I've got Newcastle, Netherlands top, and Senegal second.
Yeah, fair enough. Group B then. Obviously, the group of the three lions. If you haven't spotted the giant England flag in the top corner, you're either blind or you're listening on Spotify.
I have England top the group. Very close one for me. Who's second? It was between Iran and the US. I've gone for the US. No offence to Wales, you're rubbish. You'll be bottom of the group. Iran third, US second, England top.
Yeah, I've got England top. Then I've got Iran in second. I think USA will be knocked out in third and Wales bottom of the group. I think USA-Wales could be a draw.
Yeah,
that would be pretty interesting on the opening day. And I think that would then give Iran confidence playing both of them after that. And we know Iran are a good side. They play very defensively, but they've also got some very good forwards who can bag some goals and get them into the next round. Well, the round 16. On to Group C, then. The group of Lionel Messi. Some people's GOAT, other people's second best player in the world. Obviously, this will be his last World Cup. Do you think Argentina will top the group at his last World Cup?
I think they will. And another big player in his World Cup, Lewandowski, Aussie of Poland. I think he will also get his team into the knockouts. So I've got Argentina top, Poland second, which unfortunately means that the Neuer / Casillas / Buffon mix of Akawa will be out.
Oh, right.
And
where's this going?
So will Saudi Arabia because they're going to be rubbish.
Yeah, this might be a bit controversial, but bottom of Group C, I've placed Poland. I think they look all right on paper. I just feel like they're going to struggle. I think they could. I don't think they'll be able to beat Mexico or Argentina.
I don't think they'll be below Saudi Arabia, whatever happens.
I think Saudi don't look terrible. I think Saudi could beat Poland. That's what my prediction is. Saudi, though, will be third. Mexico should get through. All of the last 4 World Cups, I believe it is, or is it, no, 5 World Cups, they've got to the round of 16 stage and been knocked out. Will that trend continue? I guess we'll see. I do obviously have Argentina top. Group D then. France, the reigning champions. The last 4 World Cup champions have all been grouped. Well, have you got France to get knocked out in the group stages?
Not. This was obvious for me. France top the group with Denmark in second, Tunisia third, and Australia fourth.
Yeah, very similar rankings here. I've got France top, Denmark second. I've put Australia third though. I think they'll be able to nick a result against Tunisia. That game's going to be very open though as to who gets third. I don't think they'll be able to fight for it anymore. I think both Tunisia and Australia could potentially beat Denmark, but that would be a very big. That would be a jump. I think France are very much a jump too far for them. They're not going to be able to make up that ground over one game. Into Group E. And I've got quite the controversial pick coming up here.
So I've got Germany. I think they're going to absolutely cruise it, be top of the group. Costa Rica bottom. I don't think they'll stand a chance. It was very, very close between Spain and Japan because that Spain squad does not look very good. I have just put Spain through though, ahead of Japan. So Germany and Spain make it through, but I do not see Spain going far at all.
What if I told you that I have not got either Germany nor Spain top in the group? I think Japan are going to do it. I think they look really, really strong. It's a big miss that it doesn't look like they'll have Takefusa Kubo, but he might be back for the third game potentially. I don't know. I haven't looked at his injury status. They do have players like Daichi Kamada. I think he'll have a really good tournament and will fire them forwards. And then I think Germany will be second. I think Germany will just get through. Spain, for me, look a little bit lost in terms of they've not got a forward. They don't have anyone who can score goals. Maybe you could say Ansu Fati, maybe you could say Ferran Torres, but they don't have a striker at all. Like Morata, he's not going to fire him anywhere in the World Cup. I've got them third, Costa Rica bottom of the group. But I do think Costa Rica will give all three teams a good game. Costa Rica are definitely a good side. I think this is the toughest group. A lot of people predict, looking at other groups saying, like maybe Group A. Group A is a very tough one.
I think
maybe
the one
Group
up next, I think F is the toughest one.
Maybe so. Group F then is obviously Croatia, Canada, Belgium, Morocco. But what order do you put them in?
I've got Croatia top in the group. They look really, really good. And then I've got Morocco bottom. And again, it's close between second and third. But I've got Belgium just pipping Canada. But I feel like it could come down to goal difference or etc.
Seems we had a very similar thought process here then. Croatia to top it, Morocco bottom. The fight between Canada and Belgium though, I've given to the Canadians.
Wow.
Another big knockout. I just look at that Belgium side and I don't see, I'm not confident in them. I think they've been a brilliant team over the last few years. Obviously it is their golden generation.
I think it's
very much the end of their golden generation. But I don't know. I feel like they're past it. There's no defence for Belgium. They're really going to struggle at the back, I think. And a team like Canada will likely line up with Scott Arfield, Alphonso Davies, and Jonathan David all flying forwards.
Scott Arfield.
That is. I think it'll make the difference.
Yeah.
On the Group G, then penultimate group.
Yes.
Quite the interesting one.
This was an easy one for me.
Really?
Well, again, similar. Top of the group with flying colours will be Brazil. Bottom of it, I've got Serbia. And then it's between Cameroon and Switzerland through to the knockouts. I've gone for Switzerland. But it was close. I did have Cameroon in there at one point, but I have changed it. I've got Switzerland through, Cameroon going out in third.
So I've got quite the different mix-ups here. It's obviously Brazil top. I don't think there's much debate there. I think they could lose or draw a game, but I think they'll be fine to top the group. I think Switzerland's going to struggle. I put Switzerland bottom. I really look at that Serbia attack and I just see goals. Mitrovic, Vlahovic, Jovic. Don't know how that forms an attack, but it will somehow. If one of them doesn't score, they'll sub another one on. Then I've got them third, and I think Cameroon. I think Cameroon are just going to get through. I look at that Cameroon side, and I think they're decent.
Yeah.
I think obviously they've got Joel Matip. I think Lucien Agume might start for them.
Yeah, maybe.
Or at least be involved in some capacity. It's a decent side. And obviously they've got Brian Mbuemo now, haven't they?
Yeah.
So I think they're looking all right. I think they could potentially nick second in the group. And Group H, this is one that could definitely be a contender for toughest group.
Yes.
Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo's last World Cup. Do you have them getting through?
I've got Portugal top of the group.
Same here.
South Korea bottom, or Korea Republic, whatever we're meant to call them nowadays.
It is South Korea, but
South Korea.
Either or works.
Okay. And then I've got Uruguay getting through, Ghana going out. Very, very close between these two. But I look at Nunes, I look at Bentancur. I think they would have just enough to get Uruguay through.
There seems to be a lot of these where we've got same top and bottom, but I'm backing that underdog between second and third. I think Ghana are going to get through. I think the Black Stars have got a fantastic team this year. Obviously, Tariq Lamptey now declaring for them. Inaki Williams, Hudson-Odoi will not be. He's denied switching nationalities, which I find a little bit strange because I don't think he'll get in the England setup, even if he is to return to Chelsea. So, yeah, but I think Lamptey, fantastic footballer, smart decision for him to move across there. And yeah, as I say, Inaki Williams, what a player he is. And they've obviously still got their own stars like Mohamed Kudus. Yeah, it's a very exciting team. I think they'll do all right. But yeah, should we get in to the round of 16 games?
It's going to get a bit mixed up. Obviously, we are going to have different round of 16 games.
So we'll do the same, the equivalent. So, for example, the first group is the first game is 1A versus 2B, so we'll be running through the same things like that, but obviously our group stages were a bit different.
And I have...
So on the 3rd of December, the 3 o'clock at the Khalifa International Stadium, who do you have playing there, Harry?
I have Netherlands versus America, and I think the winners will be Netherlands.
Yeah, fair enough. Obviously, I've got quite the difference. I've got Senegal versus Iran, and though Iran have done well in the group stage, I think Senegal will batter them in that game, and they'll get through to the quarterfinals for the first time in a bit of a while. I don't remember Senegal getting to the quarters, at least the last World Cup, but yeah. On to the next one then. This is C and D, isn't it?
Yes.
And I've got Argentina, Denmark.
I've also got Argentina, Denmark, and winning, I have got Argentina.
Yeah, same. I think Argentina should dispatch Denmark, though I do think Denmark will give them a good game. There's a chance Denmark could win that, actually. Yeah, but if we're being realistic, I think Denmark will struggle there. That could be France. I could see France, Denmark being the other way around. Yeah. In which case, we've got a cracker in the round 16. Up next, I've got Japan versus Canada, but what game have you got?
I've got Germany, Belgium, and I've got Germany progressing through to the quarterfinals.
I think both great fixtures in their own right. I've got Canada just edging out Japan, which a bit of I don't know. I think it could go either way. This is my biggest call in the round 16. I really couldn't decide between the two. I've just gone for Alphonso Davies' Canada side. I think he could make the difference there. Up next, Stadium 974. Obviously, quite an interesting fact about this stadium is that it is the first transportable stadium. So it's made out of shipping containers, which doesn't sound very reliable, and it can be dismantled, picked up, and put anywhere else in the world in case you wanted to do that. So, yeah, the game I've got playing there is Brazil versus Ghana.
I've got Brazil versus Uruguay.
Have we both got Brazil progressing?
We've both got Brazil progressing.
Of course we do. They're looking really good. They're going to be right at the sharp end. Then, I've got England versus Netherlands.
I've got England, Senegal. And, of course, I've backed the three Lions to beat Senegal and get themselves into the quarterfinals.
Same here. I think the three Lions will do enough against Netherlands. I think a lot of people think Netherlands will go far this year, but I don't think they're better than Senegal, for starters. So people saying they're going to be top in their group, flying through, I think that's a little bit harsh because I think that Senegal side is a fantastic team, and I think Netherlands are a bit weak in areas.
Yeah.
3 more to go then. No, sorry, 3 more to go. We've got quite a few round 16 games, obviously. Next up, I've got France versus Mexico, of which I think that the reigning champions will be knocked out by Mexico. Wow. Mexico will break their curse of always getting to the round 16 and getting knocked out. France will be out.
I've got France, Poland, but I've got France progressing through.
Yeah, fair enough. 2 more games to go then.
Yeah.
I've got Croatia versus Germany. Should be a cracker. I think Croatia will advance.
I also think Croatia advance, but I think they go advance and beat Spain.
I mean, they're both controversial calls that Croatia will beat 2 of the most successful national sides of all time.
Spain look horrific. Germany, that's a terrible call. But,
really?
Yeah,
you reckon?
Yeah.
I think that Croatia side's fantastic.
Very good. I think Croatia look good, but for me, Spain look horrific.
Yeah, and then the final game, who have you got matching up?
I've got Portugal versus Switzerland, and I've got Portugal progressing through.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, on to the quarterfinals then.
My first quarterfinal is Netherlands versus Argentina.
Ooh. I've also got Argentina in this quarterfinal. They're playing Senegal, though.
But I've got Argentina getting themselves through, and Lionel Messi getting himself through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, this is also the end of the road for Senegal. I think Argentina is just a step too far again. I think Senegal look fantastic, but if Argentina are on form, they should be winning that game quite comfortably. Next up is where Brazil will end up. I've got them against Canada. You've got them against?
I've got Brazil against Germany. Ooh. Obviously, a lot of history in this game in previous World Cups gone by. I think it will be Brazil that get the better of the Germans and set up a brilliant semi-final against Argentina.
Yeah, I think Brazil will beat Canada as well. This is the stage where we're starting to see the same teams. Yes. Those teams that have been so successful over the last few years progressing into those final rounds. Next up, the 3 Lions. The boys will be cheering on. England versus Mexico.
You've gone against Mexico. I'm guessing
I have, yes.
You've got beating Mexico?
I have got the beating Mexico. I think they'll get through.
That's easy to call. I've got England versus France. I think this will be the fixture where England fans go, I think we're getting knocked out here. But I believe in us, and I think that we will somehow manage to beat the reigning World Cup champions.
That is where that mindset starts to change, where people start going, you know what? We could do this.
Exactly.
We're beating France, we'll beat anyone.
And in the last game, England's semi-final opponents will be Portugal, as I think they will beat Croatia.
Interestingly, I've got the same quarterfinal setup of Croatia versus Portugal. I think Croatia will get through and set up a rematch of the 2018 World Cup semi-final where England were knocked out by Croatia. On to those semi-finals then. Shall we start with England?
We'll start with England. I've got England-Portugal.
Mm.
And I've got
England in the World Cup final?
Getting through to the World Cup final. Beating Portugal, knocking out Ronaldo. And Ronaldo getting knocked out in the semi-finals. I've also got Lionel Messi getting knocked out in the semi-finals. I think Brazil will have just enough to beat Argentina and set up a Brazil versus England World Cup final.
That sets up a fantastic third place playoff as well with Ronaldo versus Messi to finally settle the GOAT debate. I mean, that's obviously not how they do it, but yeah. My semi-finals of Argentina will beat Brazil, I think, and England will beat Croatia, setting up an England versus Argentina final. Now, the biggest question of all, is it coming home?
Might call me biased, everyone, but how can you expect me to not go for England? My winners of the World Cup are obviously the Three Lions. It's coming home this year. We were so close in the Euros. We don't want the Europe one. We want the World one, and we're going to win it. We're going to win the World Cup.
Yeah, no, I've gone for England as well, of course. Look, we're probably going to be massively wrong. We're probably going to get knocked out in the quarters now to France.
Majorly biased,
5-0.
but I do not care.
We're going to get grouped now by the Americans.
I do think Argentina-Brazil will be the semi-final. I mean, England, I don't know if England will get there, but because I'm a biased England fan, I think we will.
Yeah. No, but I think that's all for today.
And my third place playoff winner will be Argentina.
Yeah, no, I think Croatia will beat Brazil. Quite controversially.
I think Argentina will beat Portugal.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's all for today.
Yes.
It's been a decent one. World Cup predictions, there's not much else to do other than predict who you think's going to win the World Cup. So that's what I want from you guys. Fill that comment section with who you think's going to win the World Cup. I want to see thousands of comments.
Thousands. Let's go.
If there's not, you've got to repeat that comment 1,000 times.
Yes.
But yeah, that is all for today. If you are on Spotify, head on over to YouTube and get involved because we're going to be covering so much of the World Cup. Yes. It's
stream
gorgeous
every day.
We'll be live a lot.
Come look at the flags.
Yeah.
It is mental in here right now.
If you're on YouTube,
you don't want to miss out on it.
Then look out for that schedule, which will be tomorrow at the time of posting. But that is all for today. Thank you all very much for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.